a photo of seashells on a beach. That is what put a former FBI director in handcuffs. On April 28, 2026, James Comey, the man who once ran the most powerful law enforcement agency in the United States, surrendered to federal authorities and was indicted for the second time in less than a year. And at the center of this entire case is a picture he posted to Instagram, captioned, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Let's back up. James Comey served as director of the FBI from 2013 until 2017, when President Trump fired him during the height of the Bureau's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. Trump has considered Comey an enemy ever since. Comey has spent the years that followed as a vocal critic of the president, writing books, giving interviews, and never staying quiet. So when Comey posted that Instagram photo on May 15, 2025, the reaction from Trump's allies was immediate. The photo showed seashells on a North Carolina beach, arranged to form the numbers 8647. The number 86 is a slang term that, depending on who you ask, means to get rid of something, cut it, remove it, or in some uses, to kill. And 47 is Trump's number. He is the 47th president of the United States. Comey deleted the post the same day. He later explained in a follow-up that he had simply seen the shells on his walk and photographed them, that he did not arrange them himself, and that he did not realize some people associate 86 with violence. He wrote that he deleted it because he opposes violence of any kind. His wife had worked in the restaurant industry for years, where 86 is everyday kitchen slang for an item being out of stock or unavailable. He said that is the only meaning he had ever connected to the word. The Trump administration was not satisfied with that explanation. Federal investigators launched an 11-month investigation into the post. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche later confirmed on Meet the Press that investigators looked at far more than just the photo itself over those 11 months, though he declined to detail exactly what additional evidence the grand jury reviewed. On April 28, 2026, a federal grand jury in the Eastern District of North Carolina handed up an indictment. Comey was charged with 2 felony counts. Count 1, knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life of or inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States. Count 2, transmitting a threat in interstate commerce. Each count carries a maximum of 10 years in prison, putting Comey at risk of up to 20 years combined. An arrest warrant was issued. Comey surrendered to federal authorities the following day. He made a brief court appearance in Alexandria, Virginia, and was released without conditions. Now here is where the legal fight gets complicated. This is not the first time the Trump Justice Department has come after Comey. In September 2025, he was indicted on charges of lying to Congress and obstruction related to his 2020 testimony about FBI press leaks. That case was dismissed in November 2025 after a federal judge ruled that the prosecutor who brought it, Lindsay Halligan, had been unlawfully appointed. Halligan was a former personal attorney for Trump who had been installed as interim U.S. attorney. Because her appointment was invalid, the entire indictment was thrown out. Comey said after that dismissal that he fully expected the president to come after him again. He was right. Comey's defense attorney, Patrick Fitzgerald, released a statement saying Comey vigorously denies the charges and plans to challenge the case in court on 2 fronts. First, they intend to argue the post is protected political speech under the First Amendment. Second, they plan to file a motion to dismiss on the grounds of vindictive and selective prosecution, meaning they will argue the government is only going after Comey in retaliation for his years of criticizing the president. The First Amendment argument is going to be a serious legal battle. The Supreme Court ruled in 2023 that to convict someone of making a true threat, the government must prove the person understood their message would be perceived as threatening. That is a high bar. Legal experts across the political spectrum have questioned whether this case clears it. Former Assistant U.S. Attorney General Jimmy Garul called the indictment an embarrassment to the American criminal justice system. Republican Senator Tom Tillis warned that the charges risk setting a dangerously low bar, adding that he hoped there was more evidence than a photo in the sand. Even conservative commentators Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Turley publicly criticized the indictment. And here is something that adds another layer to the story. The phrase 8647 has been used broadly by critics of the Trump administration since he returned to office. T-shirts, stickers, and hats with the slogan have sold openly on Amazon. Democratic Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer appeared on television in 2020 with a figurine showing 8645 on a table behind her, a reference to Trump's first term. Conservative commentator Jack Posobiec tweeted 8646 during the Biden presidency. Acting Attorney General Blanche acknowledged in his interview that people should not be indicted simply for wearing or purchasing merchandise with those numbers. He stressed that this indictment was the result of a full 11-month investigation and was not about a single incident. There is also a subplot here involving Comey's daughter. On the same day the second indictment was handed up, a federal judge allowed a separate lawsuit by Maureen Comey to move forward. Maureen, a former federal prosecutor herself, is suing the Department of Justice, alleging she was fired solely because her father is James Comey, or because of her perceived political beliefs. Comey has stated publicly that he is not afraid. He says he still believes in the independence of the federal judiciary. His case is now heading toward a contested legal battle over intent, selective prosecution, and the boundaries of the First Amendment. The question at the heart of this case is one with implications far beyond James Comey. Can a photo of seashells on a beach be a federal crime? A jury may one day have to answer that. We will keep watching this one. If you want to stay updated as this case moves through the courts, make sure you are subscribed, because this story is far from over. Do you think this indictment will stick? If Comey is innocent as he says, why did he take down the post the very same day? Drop your thoughts in the comments.